Hey, kids, what time is that?
I B-cleared at the beginning there. I hit the wrong one. After I just said I'm going to play this short one,
That's all right.
I hit the long one. All right. So in our constantly evolving, I like your idea, by the way. This was all your idea. Credit where credit's due.
I mean, it wasn't really that good of an idea. It was just like I do that all the time. I always go in and look for them as soon as possible because I want to plan my kind of month for it way ahead. And I'm like, hey, if I'm doing that anyway.
I get mine from the comic shop.
Yeah.
So, it takes forever to get through this phone book one.
Right.
For the kids, what's phone book?
If I'm spending the time in there anyways, you might as well share.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it was a good idea. And I think based on some of the response, it was a good idea. We'll try to get a handle and figure out the best way to do it because
it's just
there's so much out there.
As we mentioned, it's so insurmountable. I couldn't even find anybody that was doing it like where they could do an all-encompassing one. Like some of them just concentrate on a couple of things or whatever, but we'll figure it out
over time. And of course, viewer suggestions, let us know. All right, so let's dive right in. I guess we'll start with the big dog. It is the dog, the big bad dog.
Actually, it'd be great if someone could comment on what order they want it in. If someone's more interested in other stuff first, and because I know the Marvel and DC can be a lot to get to deal with.
Might as well get it out of the way then.
Yep.
All right. Do you want to drive the Marvel or I'll run commentary or vice versa, or we'll just go for it?
Yeah.
Why don't you comment on this, Edson? You're a bigger X-Men guy than I am.
I know they're trying to recreate or not recreate, go back and kind of like go back to the. I don't know if you remember that, the Age of Apocalypse.
Of course,
it was a bunch of titles. It was like they're kind of like alternate. I know a lot of times where they're doing the Ultimate Universe now, and DC's doing their. Gosh, I already forgot what they're doing. Absolute line. Yeah. Way back when I forget when it was 80s or 90s. They did this Age of Apocalypse, but what was unique about that back then, when they were really creative, was that when they did that, they stopped all their regular titles. So it was like a big stakes on it. Like, this is where you're going to come to read X-Men, and this is it. This is where you get. So I'm guessing they're trying to home in or just trying to tap into that interest, Age of
nostalgia. Yeah, it's nostalgia baiting as usual.
And this is a one shot, right? Or maybe not. This is the alpha one. 599.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they're doing a bunch of series like they did before. I think it's just kind of like either a one shot or maybe a couple of one shots, an alpha and a one,
an omega or something.
Yeah.
A lot of variant covers.
40. Yeah, a lot of variant covers.
This
I actually like.
Yeah, thing all in one. You brought this up last time when I watched your other ones, and I loved the Marvel, the 2-in-1 back.
Top Marvel 2-in-1 again, another nostalgia one, but this is actually good. I always used to love that. You team up with a different hero all the time. Or
did you see the rub on this one though? The story is going to be told only with splash pages. The whole book or splash.
No, I did not know that. Yes. Oh my gosh! Yeah. Oh, Ryan North from
Yeah, and Ed McGuinness, the artist.
Yeah, that's actually a good team.
In fact, let me see if I can.
Oh, it does it. Yeah, 50-page epic told entirely in splash pages. Wow.
Yeah, and inside the preview book here, it's got a few of the penciled and inked pages here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah, this will be good. He's a great character.
I'm just glad it's not an ongoing series, right?
Yeah.
But you got both publishers right now trying to take advantage of their summer blockbuster. You got Marvel throwing FF in that.
I know. That's the thing.
Superman in DC.
Yep, that's it exactly. We'll get to that Superman one.
So Thor, okay,
rebooting. I don't know.
I'm morbidly curious about this book. I'm not the biggest fan of Al Ewing for reasons.
And didn't he do a Thor one before?
Like he did that that Immortal Hulk, that
Oh,
creepy
okay.
Hulk take, which was interesting, at least for the first half of it. I don't know. He might do something interesting here, or he'll just completely wreck this.
I mean, at the very least, the covers by Alex Ross are definitely attractive.
Yeah, right.
I always like those.
That'll be interesting. I might pick up. A lot of times when I'm curious, I'll give it 3 issues. I'll pick up the first 3 if it doesn't do anything.
I think the take on this, if I'm not missing something, is that there are no Norse gods, and it's more like they find somebody walking around and he kind of discovers the powers. Maybe not, but it's like the belief that Asgard isn't even real and never was, and it's kind of like it's a real reboot, like where they're at least at the beginning saying they don't really exist, and how did they discover that and things like that.
He's like more of a metahuman than a god.
Yeah. I miss the Donald Blake days too. So
I do too. When he had to smack the cane down and
walk around with a cane, pretending to be a, and then he smacked it.
Yeah, and that's the part that I'm like janky on with Al Ewing. Is like, this anti-religious take on this kind of thing.
Yeah.
A book nobody asked for, and I was
wondering when they were going to do a Black Hat.
Who's writing this? Kevin Smith? I mean, like, because
is it Kevin Smith? Oh my gosh.
It should.
Okay, well,
he worships this character for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't really liked anything that this writer has done before, so I don't know.
No, and Black Cat, even when she shows up in Spider-Man, it's kind of like, ugh.
She wears thin after,
She's Temu Catwoman, and she does nothing for me.
But this goes back, and I mentioned this before, and I don't know how many videos where they they're the chasing the tail, each one chasing their tail, Marvel and DC, because DC they're doing their Poison Ivy ongoing, and they're doing all their villain ongoing ones, and this is kind of like that type of thing. Although this is more like similar to their Catwoman.
Yes. Yeah.
Ghost
Too
Spider.
many Spider books, as you.
Yep.
Succinctly mentioned last time. No, stop with all these Spider books. I can't imagine these sell very well.
When are they going to stop going after Gwen?
and like cheapening Gwen Stacy's death by consistently reincarnating her as something else is awful. That was a monumental point in comic book history when a major character like that died, and it affected Peter Parker. And like now, I don't know. It's just all these stupid multiverse versions, and it's weak.
That's a number 1 too. Okay.
Of course.
I've said this before. I hate these Godzilla titles.
I just read I picked up each one of those one shots, Godzilla versus X-Men.
Oh, okay.
Those were fun, and what I liked about them is they're set in the past Marvel history.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah, they're all different eras of Marvel's history. So, like the Hulk one was way back at the beginning, kind of thing. And
I have to qualify my negativity. What I hated was like all the titles that started coming at me, like with both DC and Marvel, like Superman versus Godzilla, and Batman versus Godzilla, and Justice League versus Godzilla, and Spider-Man. Yeah. I don't know which ones to look at, but.
Well, and this one, okay, again, this is not going to be popular with a lot of people watching. I am not a fan of the symbiotes. I think they're completely overused, overhyped. Venom does nothing for me. Carnage does less. The fact that this is Godzilla with the symbiote attached, I'm out. I'm not reading this crap.
And it's so stupid. It's not going to destroy the Marvel universe because they're still coming out with comics. So
yeah.
Like, how much do you?
Now, this book has been phenomenal. Ryan North saved this book.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but it's like, why are they rebooting it? Is it because of the movie?
Maybe.
Because it's the same exact creative team.
Well, Humberto Ramos is taking over on art.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, it's the same
but
writer.
It's still Ryan North. It's like, I don't understand why this requires a new volume, except, like you said, it's a cash grab because they're
going to sell the variant covers right when the movie's out and stuff.
Yeah, like the Disney version there of the.
Let's try to get everybody.
This exhausts me. It just puts me to sleep. And 1 and 2 are coming out in August.
Oh, another one with a multiple per month.
Bi-weekly or something, yeah. So, and every one of these titles has so many variant covers.
Yeah.
This is how they killed the business the first time around.
Yeah, I feel sorry for all the comic book shop owners that try to figure out how many they get.
Yeah, because I don't know if people are aware, but the comic shop owners have to order these books 2 months in advance. That's why we're looking at these previews. They've got to base their orders on this stuff. It's like throwing darts at a wall, right?
Yep.
This is intriguing.
Yeah, and they finally giving Steve Rogers back the title. Chip Zdarsky, fresh off his kind of less than mediocre Batman run, but hey, every time you change into a new, he could be good for this character. I don't know.
His Daredevil run was good.
Yeah, so
sometimes they just don't fit the character. Maybe he'll fit Captain America. I thought J. Michael Straczynski was a perfect fit for Cap, and that was one of the worst runs.
I don't know what was going on with him.
That was
just wasn't the right timing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it was an editorial thing where it's like, I want you to go in this direction. I don't know. I don't know what the heck
it was bizarre.
happened.
It was like reading Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I new Howling Commandos. I can't wait for this Doctor Doom thing to go away.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's trying to tie in with Doctor Doom because of the announcement of the next movie that's coming out in a year or so.
And then they got that big summer, One World Under Doom, which is already boring after a couple issues. Like, I hate those event books.
They're coming up.
Yeah. Here we go. Venom, Black, White, and Blood. They put these special Black, White, and Blood versions out of different characters now and then. It's just a bunch of short stories.
Yep.
So, if you're into Venom, great. I'm not. So, moving on.
Bring on that was the other one, to bring on the bad guys. Yeah.
This irritates me.
I don't even know where these ideas come from. It's like, what? Aren't they having enough problems selling their other titles that they have to?
I don't. Why? And they're all coming out like at the same time.
Yep.
Dormammu, and then there's Mephisto, and then there's that's it for that month. And there's like 3 more, I think, than the following month or something. Like I think there's Doom, Green Goblin maybe was one of them. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I just
have no interest in these.
Zero interest in these. Like, what the hell? The World to Come.
Is this another like launch into another type of universe?
It's a mini series. I don't know what it's about. Joe Quesada, he's a name from the past, and Chris Priest, both good writers.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's supposed to be. It says here the shocking story 2025 goes from Wakanda to New York City is what the child's history is revealed. I guess it's him as a kid.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's trying to tie into this popular Marvel Knights titles that they used to. I don't know. They had come out like 20 years ago or so, where they just kind of
Joe Quesada.
Yeah, they featured like the street level heroes and stuff as Marvel Knights.
Yeah. Imperial, like, it's impossible to keep up with all this stuff.
So yeah, I know them. They just launched last month. I'm gonna say this coming month in July, right? Or did they just come out with the first Imperial?
Imperial War.
Imperial #1 just came out, right? So now they're doing all the tie-ins. And Imperial is like this going into bringing the Marvel into the cosmos type, like kind of opening up that section of the Marvel universe, I guess.
So are you telling me they have 2 summer events happening?
Yeah.
They have the One World Under Doom and then this Imperial War.
Imperial just started yet. Yep.
Good God.
And it's to bring back the Nova Corps and like the
the Inhumans.
Guardians of the Galaxy haven't been around for a while, so now they got to bring them back, and the Inhumans and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, here it is, Imperial 3.
Oh, there's so it's on number 3 for August. So yeah, number 1 came out June. So okay, yeah.
Planet She-Hulk, Imperial.
Right. Then they have all the tie-ins.
It's so derivative too, because they had the Planet Hulk. Now
Planet
they have
Hulk.
Planet She-Hulk.
I'm actually going to read the main line, which is by Jonathan Hickman, which is just Imperial 1 through 4. I just want to read that main one just to see what's going on with it.
So you got Planet She-Hulk.
I don't know why.
Yeah, what the heck is this?
Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge, Earth's Mightiest Duck. It's a mini series.
Sometimes I just
Jason Aaron.
Usually these are like one shot, but a whole mini series. Why are they wasting Jason Aaron on
and Giuseppe Camuncoli?
Wow,
Giuseppe Camuncoli's great.
I know.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, if you're into the funny part of it, I'm not. I'm not. Whatever.
I guess I was always a Looney Tunes guy. I never found these Disney cartoon characters appealing to me. I don't know. Looney Tunes were far superior. One World Under Doom, Runaways. Okay, it's 3 of 5. Superior Avengers, One World Under Doom.
What is Superior Avengers? Jeez, is that a regular title?
It's more superior than regular Avengers.
I'm so tired of all the different derivative of one of the Avengers and the X-Men and Spider-Man. Jeez.
And this to me harkens back to, it all started with Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, which was actually good.
Which was actually good and a success.
And of course, then
Superior this and Superior that. Let's see what else. It's a mini series anyway. It's almost over.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's qualify that. I feel like so many of these titles, they kind of hedge their bets, and DC does this too. They think sometimes they say, "Oh, it's an ongoing series." Sometimes they say it's a limited series. But then they look at the sales of the first 2 or 3 issues, and they make the decision then. Like, oh no, we meant it to be a limited series all the time when sales aren't there at all. No, it was supposed to be limited the whole time. And then you see like the first couple issues don't say of, but then issues 4, 5, and 6 say of 6 of.
Right.
No, it was so it's never a problem with the actual title. It's more like, oh, it was meant to be. So instead of going through the 10 issues and canceling it, they make it a miniseries.
A miniseries. I have seen it go the other way too.
Yeah, and there is the other way as well. When something becomes popular, it was supposed to be and it's like, oh, now ongoing.
The new Green Arrow run was supposed to be 6 and 7 issues, maybe. It's on 20 something. It just kept going.
Yep.
So, One World Under Doom. That's kind of a horrifying cover.
It's pretty bad. Holy cow.
Or Reed Richards, man. That's awful.
Wow.
Ouch. That must. That's going to leave a mark, probably.
Wow, there's an interesting cover.
6 of 9, and I love Ryan North has really impressed, but I want this to be over.
Was it supposed to always be 9 issues for this?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
But my point is that, like, it feels like it's 9 issues already, and it's only been 3.
Yeah, I'm not really enjoying the.
I thought Ryan North. I love the FF book he's doing. Doctor Doom's my favorite Marvel villain. This will be. It's just. These events
have been so bad.
And this whole idea that Doctor Doom's the Sorcerer Supreme now,
I hated that.
Like he's wearing half the Doctor Strange outfit. It's just
the events used to be just like once, maybe every 5 years or once every couple years. So it was like, and there were high stakes and everything. Now it's like every time you turn around, there's like 3 or 4 events a year.
And what they do now is they use it to sell books that don't sell.
Right.
Because they tie them into the low books that aren't selling. It's just awful.
So if you really like the event story, then you're compelled to buy some of those other titles.
You got to buy like the Runaways, Red Hulk. Trying to capitalize on the movie that just tanked.
That's the only reason why this title came out. That's it, because of the movie earlier this year.
Which tanked. Oh, by the way.
Yep.
It's so funny how Marvel's comic division and Marvel Studios just keep getting in their own way. I mean, they just
Yep.
keep themselves in the dick. It's unbelievable. Regular Avengers.
Okay, here's the regular Avengers.
Jed McKay.
I started reading this title way back when it first came out, and I kind of fell off pretty quick. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't read it at all. It's one of those things I just walk right by nowadays.
Yeah.
Which is sad. I used to back in the 80s. The Avengers was one of my favorite books, but
yep.
And so was this X-Men, and I won't touch these either.
They still haven't done anything good with the X-Men for so long.
Yeah.
Now this is so crazy because what you see on the cover is their regular X-Men title, but
Right.
yet they feel like they have to make an offshoot called X-Men Tooth and Claw.
Tooth and Claw. Well, how many X titles are there? There's probably more X titles right now than there were their entire Marvel print run in the 80s.
Yeah.
Just X books or Spider books. Like,
why?
I don't know.
Do they just have a lot of people they want to try to give something to? I don't know. Instead of
it's another number one. How many number ones have we seen here for August now? Like 15?
Yeah.
You brought this up last time.
That's another cash grab. Yeah.
This cash grab. This is insane.
You're not getting anything new except for it's black and white.
It's black and white.
You read the story. If you were interested in, you already read the story.
I already read the story and it was whatever.
It was okay. It was
okay.
I was excited about it because they brought Capullo back, and the art was great, but
the art was
the story
great.
was
forgettable. It was a forgettable story. It's where
I'm not gonna buy a new version of it.
No, and I hated seeing him kill Colossus.
That too.
Yeah. Then there's the regular Wolverine book.
Yep, another Wolverine.
Chris Claremont. Now, Chris
Claremont.
Claremont.
All right, so this is the Claremont one, not the other. Okay, never mind.
So did you pick up, or is it not out yet? The Wolverine Kitty Pryde. That first one came out, right?
Yes, the first one came out. I haven't actually gotten a chance to read it, although I'm pretty sure it's pretty good.
I'm just wondering if Claremont still has the chops, or if he's or if he's writing for another era, like if his sensibilities are trapped. Let's face it, when you read like the premise of the stories and the plots are good from the comics of the 80s and before, but the dialogue is really childish, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Just curious. Let me know how that goes, because
he is the one I'm really looking forward to. Is coming out in because I think I covered it last time in July, which he's doing a one shot, which is a X-Men Days of Future Past news story, and they're also publishing it in conjunction with the original story together in one. And I'm actually looking forward to that one to see what
I will pick up. Yeah,
but I'm not sure. You're right. I'm not sure about if he still has it with these.
And honestly, I'd love to see him team back up with John Byrne.
Yeah, that would be great.
Should call John and tell him, come on, John, do something. Marvel Rivals Hellfire Gala, another one of these Hellfire Galas.
Why they keep going to this gala thing? What the heck? I didn't touch any of that stuff back when it was the Krakoa era, but why do they keep going to this? It's all just to have a couple panels of some character that they want to feature.
They want to, yeah.
Jeez.
And again, it goes back to like their most famous storyline is the Dark Phoenix saga, and they had the Hellfire Ball, and it's kind of, it's just a nod back to that. Like they have to hang on to those nuggets from the past because they're so creatively bankrupt now.
Jeez.
Jeff the Land Shark, people love this.
Do they? Okay.
So Edson and I, our comic book shop here in Connecticut is Boom Tube Comics, which just won for the second year in a row best comic shop in the state.
Good. Yeah.
And I've been in there, and there's people clamoring for Jeff the Land Shark.
Wow.
The new Jeff the Land Shark coming.
I honestly didn't even give it a second thought okay.
I guess it's like a Peter Porker kind of thing. Like
okay. All right. Okay.
Character. I don't know. I have no clue. So put it in the comments.
Yeah, let me know. I mean, maybe I will try one.
Beat me up for not knowing shit about Jeff the Land Shark, but I just know who he is. That's about it. Now we have the new Avengers.
Which last
these so we had just put all the Avengers together, all that, you know what I mean? Why are these so?
This title was actually called the Thunderbolts last month.
Oh,
much like the movie The Thunderbolts, will they change it to the Avengers? They changed the Thunderbolts comic title into this.
hoping that it'll like increase sales.
I have no idea why.
Didn't
Number
work.
one, none of these Avengers in here except for Bucky is even in the movie.
Right.
So, whatever.
Black Widow's dead in the MCU. Why is X-23 in there?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't want to know. I don't care.
I don't. You're right.
I just don't care. Wolverines and Deadpools, plural.
Yeah. How many ways are they going to make a title with Wolverine and Deadpool? Now they
So
do it
you
with
get
the
you get the male and female version of each in this. So you get the wow, 2 of 3. Spider Girl.
Well, they had Spider Boy, so this was inevitable.
Like, really, who?
I'd love to ask. What's his name again? From BoomTube. Dan. If there's any interest in this.
I know.
I mean, I don't have it, but I'm just wondering.
Like this, if you're a comic shop owner, how many copies of this do you buy?
That's
why are there 4 variants?
All the variants.
Why would you? I think I'd buy like 3 copies of the main cover, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, who? I mean, maybe little girls want to read this, like a little like.
Yeah, but are they typically coming into a comic book store?
I see a lot of kids in here.
Okay.
Because the parents buy the books, they're getting their kids into them. And maybe it's aimed at kids. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Amazing Spider-Man, the new run with Joe Kelly. I finished the first arc, the Pepe Larraz.
What did you think?
It was slightly better than average. Okay. Did you read them? The first?
No, I haven't, and I wish I had listened to this because I was just heard. It was a YouTube video from a guy that does comics, and he was literally saying that sales are much worse than he expected. But I'm not qualifying that with anything research I did. It was just him. I got to go back and look to see where he got that from. But
all right, I'll say this:
I'm just wondering. I don't know.
The first arc didn't need to be 5 issues; it could have been 3.
Okay.
Pepe Larraz's artwork kicks ass.
Yeah.
Joe Kelly gets Spider-Man.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
You know, it's kind of humorous, and he's quippy and like he's supposed to be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the second arc brings. I mean, he brought back Hobgoblin for the first arc, which was nice.
Okay.
But now John Romita Jr. is taking over arc number 2, and I used to be the world's biggest John Romita Jr. fan. He has slipped.
Okay.
His art has gotten so sloppy, and I think a lot of it has to do with Scott Hanna inking it.
Oh, okay. Because when you said that, it'll be interesting to see how the Miller's new book, Psychic Sam, comes out, because that's with John Romita Jr. It'll be interesting to see how that art came out. I'm
thinking, because John works quickly, I'm thinking the pencils are very loose, and Scott Hanna keeps it that way when he inks over it instead of tight. Like back in the day when like Bob Layton would ink John Romita Jr., it was freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Okay. We'll see. The one thing Romita Jr. is almost better than almost anybody at is layouts. He tells the story. You can follow action, and there's no problem there. I was just reading, I forgot what book it was, but like some of these artists don't understand the 180 rule, which applies to film and television, which is that if the action is taking place on, say, this side of my body, you cannot on the next shot put the camera on the opposite side.
Good point. Yeah.
Message your brain. Yeah. And there was a book I was just reading. I think it was Superman, where they did that. Like the first couple panels were taking place, say, to my right, and then the next panel's on the left, looking back the other way. And it's like, what the F is going? It's disorienting. And like some of these artists don't even know that, like that simple rule of cinematography that you learn like in 101 production class.
The other thing that bothered me about this title was
Romita Jr. understands that he'll never break the 180.
It's a twice monthly one. I always hated that. Are they still doing that?
Yeah, because they're on issue 6 already, and it just started.
Jeez.
But I'm a huge Spidey fan. Like if Batman was twice a month, I wouldn't give a shit.
I know. I remember when we bought him once, 4 times a month on the Batman Eternal series. Remember that?
There you go. If it's a character you care about and you love, you can't. If a new Spidey book came out every week, I'd be happy. For $4 a week, put me in.
Yeah. So 9 and 10 will be August.
A hamburger. Okay. Yeah.
That looks pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, that's nice. So 2 of those. Then you get Miles Morales, which is a popular book.
I know. Yep.
I used to read Miles. The funny thing is, it's like it's so Peter Parker adjacent.
Yeah.
It's like reading the old Spideys when Peter was a teenager. It's almost the same.
They do make him very personality-wise very similar.
Personality-wise, and like he's down on his luck. He's late for school all the time. Like it's kind of shit, you know. The only difference.
Wow, they do it twice a month as well. Jeez.
Twice a month. It's a popular book. Those movies have definitely helped.
Yeah, into the Spider-Verse.
Eddie Brock Carnage. Nobody asked for this. Nobody cares.
Is that a Daredevil villain in the back?
That's what's his face? Muse.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it looks like the Alien, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Damn. Holy cow.
That's a disturbing cover. Yeah. So Eddie Brock Carnage now.
Geez, they got Charles Soule doing this. Come on, put him on something good.
Jesus Saiz, who's a great artist.
I know this team needs to be on one of the needs to be on the X-Men or the Avengers.
All new Venom.
Of course. I hated this idea.
Eddie Brock's not Venom anymore.
Yeah.
Who is it now?
It's
not
it's not Mary Jane anymore?
I don't know. Is it? It's
not
as
of issue 8, I thought it was her.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I know.
Why did Mary Jane go from like a supermodel, Peter Parker's potential girlfriend, to a superhero?
Because it's this thing where they have to make every significant other of a superhero into a superhero, which is stupid because then that just takes away all the dynamics that they used to have. It's like, well, everybody's a superpower now.
That's my complaint about the new Superman book. I'm glad
that's my complaint too.
Yeah. Spider-Verse versus the Venomverse. And why is there like Voltron or
that almost looked like a Transformers thing, but okay.
Or Voltron or like who cares? Like this Spider-Verse thing. The first time they did it was cute.
Yeah, it was.
But now to make this a regular thing.
Of course, they hit gold on the first one, and then you got to come up with like 37 other ones.
Well, and then they have the 2 Spider-Verse movies that have sold.
Yeah.
So this is a permanent staple. Thank you, Dan Slott, for doing that way back when. Creating this fucking nightmare. Spider-Man and Wolverine. I was just handed this book and gave it back to Dan at BoomTube. Said sorry. No take. I don't care. I don't know.
How many different ways can you wrap your mind around the fact that you're reading about this character in one book and it's like, well, at the same time he's also pursuing this and it's like this whole offshoots.
Yeah, and just I don't know. And I like both these characters, but this team.
I know. I do too.
For me, and Mark Guggenheim's a good writer.
Yeah.
Ultimates. You read some of these Ultimate books, don't you?
I actually liked the first. I read the first 5 issues of this one. I actually liked this idea. It was that he was, instead of Bucky, Wolverine was the Winter Soldier of the Ultimate. I know.
Logan is.
Yeah. Logan is kind of the Winter Soldier of, because the Russians led by involving Peter, Cyclops. Colossus and Ileana, the brother sister, they're kind of like running the program, and they're trying to reprogram him. And it was kind of a good way of like using those characters in a different way. And I haven't read past issue 5, but I did like the first 5 issues of it. I'm not sure if it's going to continue really well. I do like Chris Condon too as a writer.
Maybe I'll try the trade. I'll grab the trade with
you could pick up the first story and see if you like it.
Yeah.
This I don't know. As soon as I heard it probably is a good book, but as soon as I heard the announcement, it's like, wait, you made this Ultimate thing just because you put Peter Parker in his kind of like a more traditional way, and now you're like doing this incursion where Miles Morales is coming in. It's like I thought that was a whole different sandbox you were doing. Now you're just turning it into a regular old.
They're going to have like completely parallel universe to the one they already have.
And,
so they'll
and
like 200 books a month that nobody buys.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm someone could tell me something different, but I have not been a fan of Denise Camp. That's all I'm gonna say.
No,
as a writer, I mean,
I'm with you. Impress me because I don't get it. Ultimate Black Panther.
I did read this at the beginning and I kind of dropped off. It seems still pretty popular. I mean, I know Storm is a big character in this, and now they got and Brian Hill. He's a really good writer.
Brian Hill, his horror comics that we used to read back in the day were
yeah. I haven't been really following it after the first few issues. This one I've been following from the beginning and I like it. I hear a lot of people complaining about like sometimes you get a whole issue where it's not really Spider-Man. It's more like this stuff that's going on in their lives with Peter Parker. And there's a version of Gwen in this too, but it's more like it's not what they do with like Gwenpool and whatever, the super powered Gwen and stuff like that. It's a kind of like a different universe where she has a relationship with someone else and Peter Parker is married with children. And I always like that. I do like that dynamic to see where that would lead and all the complications that brings. So I've enjoyed this title a lot.
Ultimate X-Men.
I started reading it and it was like, it really is the ultimate, like not ultimate as in the best, but I mean, it's like, if you want to read something that has nothing to do with the current X-Men, here's your thing. And the writer puts in like kind of like a manga type style because she's also the artist,
right?
So that may bring attraction to some people. I mean, after the first kind of storyline, I didn't really follow it.
The Ultimates, which is the Avengers, right?
And I didn't really like this because he's using this title a lot for. I hate to bring this up, but he's using it a lot to push some kind of political message.
Oh. Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get into that. But
that's always a kiss of death. Leave that crap out.
Here's one of the main titles. I don't know why they have to have more than one, but
now this one also is just X-Men, but not Tooth and Claw.
Right. X-Men as opposing to Uncanny X-Men or Exceptional X-Men.
Right. With Jed McKay. And then
it was
there's twice a month on this.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That was like the Cyclops led one, and I'm going to be perfectly honest. No one has been able to write Cyclops since I'm going to say even way back to Chris Claremont. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's it.
And he's not hard to write, really, because
he's not. I was just reading. Because they, those facsimile ones that they put out, they just did the whole Hellfire
Dark
Club.
Phoenix.
That's like my prime X-Men back there, the one leading up to the original Dark Phoenix, where Hellfire Club comes after them and like that. And it's like I just read a couple of pages, like now that guy got Scott Summers. No one's ever gotten him since then.
And he's
I know the part of it is certain people have tried to deconstruct them because they don't like the traditional
stoicism.
straight white guy leading some people have a problem with that, but whatever.
Well, and he's pretty he's rigid, disciplined.
Never
showed much of a sense of humor. So I think they want to do something different because I think a lot of people just get bored trying to write that.
That's true. But that's why he's always been good as a team book, not as a solo character, because he plays off other characters.
Exactly. Magic. Okay, number 8.
Here's the Uncanny
X-Men. So, you got
this is the one with Wolverine with Rogue.
Yeah. So, how many of these are there? You know what bothers me about variants too? I hate variants where they take characters that have nothing to do with
it. They put the invaders on here.
Yeah, right, exactly. So this is also twice a month, right? Is it twice a month or once a month?
I mean, they go back and forth. It depends on whether they can. Sometimes they go twice a month, and then they go back to. Then they did this Storm solo too.
Jesus Christ, number 11. Then they got Exceptional
X-Men.
And
now
Cross
now,
white.
when they rebooted this, not this particular title, but the X-Men in general, they actually had 6 main titles. Okay, 3 of them have since been canceled, which is not surprising at all. Okay, they barely reached issue 10 on 3 of them. So these are the 3 that are remaining: the Exceptional, the Uncanny, and the regular X-Men.
I don't have enough calories to deal with all this.
I know.
I'm burned out already. Then we have Laura Kinney Wolverine or X-23.
Yeah, they couldn't just keep it as X-23. What?
It's too impersonal.
I would have been more respectful for that.
Then we have Phoenix.
Yeah, I read a couple of the. It's just she's another kind of character that is good in a team book.
Right.
A lot of these characters are.
Then we have Psylocke.
And I don't even know if it's
none of these are like 4-issue or 6-issue. They're ongoing.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
Who's reading all this?
I don't know. I don't know how. We should have to look at the deep dive into the sales, I guess.
And is there continuity between all these? Like, do these like fall into the main X continuity?
They're supposed to, but
oh my god. Then you got Wolverine and Kitty Pryde.
Okay, here's the one
from Chris Claremont.
So I still have to read the whole thing. Okay.
So
maybe I'll just wait.
And then you have Wolverine. I thought we already saw Wolverine.
That was like, what the heck was that title? Shit.
There was Wolverines and Deadpools, and then there was another Wolverine one.
It was a Wolverine it was a Chris Claremont Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
This is the other regular Wolverine.
Saladin Ahmed, yeah, who does Daredevil.
I'm not a big fan of him either with the Daredevil thing, but whatever.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. The Daredevil thing, it was a mixed bag for me. It had moments that were great and then moments that made me just cringe. Fantastic.
Oh, I've been getting these the facsimile ones.
Yeah, but that's not that's not the real cover, is it?
I didn't think that was the real cover, but what they're showing here.
Yeah.
Or maybe the cover is coming. Oh no, it isn't.
Variant cover by Doily.
Oh, why wouldn't they show the actual cover from back in 60s?
I know.
Now this is the actual cover.
Yep, the ongoing. This is part of the Dark Phoenix saga,
which is like this is actually not. This is kind of like the
prelude.
Not the prelude, but the epilogue. It's just like, and literally this issue, even back then when I was reading it, is basically just a flashback. Like it's just flashbacks his whole career as an X-Men. It's a whole flashback of that, and then he leaves. Right. That was it. So I'm not really gonna get. I liked it up to issue 137. This one is just kind of like you're reflecting back.
I bought the trade years and years ago of the whole Dark.
Yeah,
Phoenix
me
thing.
too.
This is the last one in there.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And then they're reprinting Civil War facsimile.
And you know what? They almost had me on this until keep going.
Okay.
Look at the price on this.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'm with you. I would really like someone at Marvel to
seriously
and DC to justify these facsimile editions costing these kind of
$7.
They're just reprinting something that already exists.
I know.
They're not paying for new art. They're not paying for new writers.
$7.
They're not even relaying it out. They just pull it and print it again.
I mean, this was a good story, but geez, $7.
These should be $1.50 or something.
Yeah, you could pull in so many readers that were not part of we're not even here yet during this storyline. You could pull them into this if you made it affordable.
Why would you need to buy these? You can go get the trade for like $12 that has all these in.
Right. But I was actually considering it, but for $7 for each of these, there's 7 issues. So you're going to pay $50 for that. Jeez.
That's crazy. And then this gimmick that they keep one last time until the next.
Yeah, sure. Till the next time.
Yep.
Another Gwen one.
Another Gwenpool. There's Spider-Gwen and Gwenpool. And then so they have Deadpools plural and Wolverines plural because they have the male and female versions together.
Yeah.
Now we have the actual Deadpool Wolverine. Well, how are they even still in business?
I don't know.
But then we're still going. We're still going. Death of the Silver Surfer.
I said before, I think the only the only reason why they put this out is so that they could justify having a female Silver Surfer in the Fantastic movie.
They have to kill Norrin-Radd in the comics so they could say, see, he's dead anyway. So
yeah,
he's dead in the comics. The Wikipedia MCU fans, he's dead in the comics, so they have to do it this way because he's dead. Emma Frost, White Queen, which they had way up here with the X-Men. That was probably
that was
because here it is again, the same.
Yeah, not sure what this is about. I mean, I know what's it about. I'm not sure why they did it.
Fantastic Four fanfare,
of course, because of the movie. I know.
Yeah, 4 of 4. The Thing. I have number 1. I didn't read it yet.
Another Thing. Yeah.
But it's Tony Fleece.
Tony Fleece is a good one. Yeah, you still have to.
That Uncanny Valley is awesome.
They just ended it too. I thought it was ongoing, but he ended the story, which is I'm not complaining.
12 issues, and that was it.
I think it was 10.
Or 10.
Yeah, 10 was the last issue, so we might as well like read the whole thing and just do that whole story.
All right. Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu. I do get this book. It's okay. I mean, it's something to read.
I mean, Jed McKay does a good job with Moon Knight. I'm not saying he's good with team books, but with Moon Knight, he does good.
He does. It's just, I don't know. The book doesn't jump out at me.
Yeah.
I love the character. I love Mark Spector, and I love Moon Knight, but some of the runs in the past have been better. New champions as opposed to the old champions. The Incredible Hulk. This is, what is that? That's creepy. This looks like the Immortal Hulk kind of thing. Yeah.
This has been a pretty good run.
I like Phil Kennedy Johnson.
They should really put him on some more if he's able to.
He did the first run of the Alien book.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. It really was good.
He's a good writer.
Yeah.
His Superman run was good.
Yep. Vision and Scarlet Witch, 4 of 5, so it's a limited series.
They got the new show coming.
Yeah. Daring Devil, number 24, still with the same Saladin Ahmed on it. It's just kind of a Daredevil's a mixed bag for me. It really is. I love Daredevil. I'm never gonna stop reading the book. But this has highlights and lowlights, like at random. It's a mixed bag. West Coast Avenger.
Of course, Superior, regular, West Coast.
This is unbelievable. We're only on Marvel. This is insane.
I know. I guess we got to try to figure out how to get through this. I don't know what to say.
Let's get through the rest of this. Predator,
Predator, another red, another
Predator
color one.
Marvel Universe.
Unlike Deadpool, killed it.
Now you got the Star Wars books.
Oh yeah, the Star Wars books. Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna blow through these. Like we'll be here all day.
Yeah,
I cannot believe how many titles Marvel has.
I feel sorry for, and there's the collections
trades. I'll skip.
I feel sorry for the comic book owners to have to go through this.
Can I share something with you real quick?
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna have to change my camera real quick.
The Legacy of Vader, yeah.
So this.
Oh.
Let me flip that. Come on, flip. Come on, little camera. Flip over. There we go.
Good idea.
Focus. Come on, focus. There we go. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see. I can see it. It's in your.
I'm going to solo myself.
It's in the. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Here we go. This was in 1985, which was peak Marvel at the time.
Yep.
This was the list of titles that they had out. I mean, they have 5 times the amount of these titles now, and you'll notice. The only one who had 2 books was their flagship character.
Yep. I'm noticing how it's all like 1 book per either character or team. Yeah.
Yeah. There's 1 X book, unless you want to count like Power Pack, or the New Mutants. New Mutants is there, but Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Amazing Spider-Man were the only character with 2 books. 1
Star Wars book, yeah.
Yep. Indiana Jones.
See, they really this is what Marvel has to do. I hate to tell them this. They have to do it. They have to pare it down to like 15, 20 titles, even just 15 titles. Get all their best creative teams on them, and just like you got to build up the company again.
I agree.
Before you can start making more.
This is just insane. So that's Marvel. It took like 45 minutes.
I was thinking, we could get through the whole thing in 45 minutes.
I didn't think that was going to take that long. I think they've added more titles. I mean, how many number ones did we cover? 20?
Yeah. Every month has got to have some kind of requisite amount of.
It's just insane. All right, here's the DC August previews. Batman.
Yeah, and this is that storyline with Hush 2 from Jeff Loeb. And so this is the actual last issue, but I hate to give the bad news, but I just heard is that it's probably not going to be out in August because they have a delay in this is 163, right?
Yeah.
I think 161 is being delayed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just heard this, and I wish I could pull up this. We could just keep us here that much longer. I just heard that 161 is going to be delayed. I don't know how long, and I think it's because of Jim Lee not keeping up with the art.
Oh man!
So we'll just put. I mean, it's supposed to come out in August, but I don't think it will.
And this is going to potentially step on the reboot.
That's the other thing. I wonder if the reboot is still going to come out at that time, if they're just going to keep it because they've been announcing it for September all that time. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how they get to this mess because they gave them such a head start to get this done. It's only 6 issues. This Hush storyline is supposed to be 12 issues, and this 158 through 163 is only supposed to be part 1. They're supposed to come back and do another 6 issues.
I read that for next year.
Right now, it's kind of up in the air because I think 161 is going to be delayed. But anyways, I think it's okay. It's not as good as the first Hush, but
no, issue 160 was good. I thought issue 160 was outstanding.
No, I like it.
You're right though. The first Hush was better. But following that last run with Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
and Jim Lee's art is just
it's really
every stunning. Every single panel is a poster.
And that goes to tell. I mean, if it's a delay because of that, I mean that's what you're getting. Worth the wait.
Yeah, exactly.
This is absolute.
Their
absolute series now.
I was wondering why I look different. The art's Clay Mann.
Yeah.
This is a fun book.
It is a fun book. I've been liking it. I like the Nick Dragotta art better, but I get it. If they want to put out on time and they can't, sometimes the art can't keep up. So
I forgot which Comic-Con it was recent. Was it Dallas? I think someone showed up finally dressed as an absolute Batman.
Oh, cool.
And Scott Snyder posted the picture. Yeah, it was cool.
Now they got absolute Batman coming
and everything. He'd pulled the logo off his chest.
Okay.
Oops.
That's Superman. This is the absolute Superman.
I'm gonna give this the full 12 issue because the first some of these stories feel stretched. Again, like the first 5 issues didn't need to take this long to tell this origin. Get it over with and let's get into something. It feels stretched a lot like I said, that first New Amazing Spider-Man arc felt the same way.
I feel like this is then Marvel. I'm going to say this: Marvel and DC both do it. I feel this is an editorial thing where they are given the instructions to stretch out storylines to fit the whole trade thing, like the 5 or 6 issues, so that now we can sell the trade paperback in 5. So the mentality of having 1 to 2 comic 1 to 2 issue storyline goes out the window, and they try to stretch that, and that's why you get this.
I think you're spot on with that. You're absolutely right. Because
I think they're being told to do that.
Issues, yeah.
And
it feels that way a lot. With some of these, some don't. Absolute Batman did not. That felt paced.
That felt very well paced. But I mean, Scott Snyder is, very. I'm sure he was working on that for quite a while, just trying to get it right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give.
Jason Aaron's a good writer, but
yeah, he is. This one, I'm about to pull the plug on.
Yeah.
Absolute Wonder Woman.
I mean, now that I said what I said the last time, I'm going to say something contradictory. My favorite 2 issues were this 2-issue story, which is 6 and 7, I think.
Yeah, the ones after the first.
Yeah, I actually like those two, and it
And
was
the
just like a 2-issue storyline.
and
Like,
the art was 100 times better. The
yeah,
art in the
yeah.
first
So
5 or 6 issues is abysmal.
yeah,
It looks like
so
a first-year community college art
yep.
student. Terrible. This is absolute Green Lantern.
I
Right?
never started with this one.
Me
I know
either.
you. I don't know.
I've been told it's great, but
Oh, okay. I mean,
yeah, I don't.
I might pick up one of these on trade paper to see if it is.
Absolute Flash #6. Absolute Flash is fun. There's
I've
no
been
cover for it.
Wow, why would they jip out the Absolute Flash? That's actually been pretty good, and
It's
Jeff
pretty
Lemire
fun.
is a good writer.
Yeah, it's fun. I still wish it was Barry Allen.
I do too.
What does DC have against Barry Allen?
That's a
They've
good
eliminated
question.
him twice now from their lore. I don't get it.
They had such long runs on the Flash, and it was always very interesting. I don't know. Why do they think Barry Allen's so
I guess
uninteresting?
I think Wally West probably appealed because he's goofy.
Okay, all right.
Maybe he's always quipping and stuff. He's more fun to write. Maybe he appeals to. They think he appeals to more. I like Barry Allen.
So do I.
Come on, Barry Allen sacrificed himself for the whole DC universe in 1985. Let's see.
I hear some people like this too, and I never really looked at it.
It's our friend again, Denise Camp. I haven't. Now you did a video. You just dropped a video on this.
It was interesting to me. I didn't realize this was coming out so soon. Okay.
Kyle Higgins.
And I like Kyle Higgins as a writer, and definitely Dan Mora.
Dan Mora, yeah.
And it's got that style, that kind of like futuristic style. I kind of like. I want to see where the story. They give you almost nothing about the characters, so I want to see what the story is. It like their version of Bruce Wayne, or is it totally new?
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like that arc they just did with the failsafe robot.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does look like that a lot. But they specifically have Batman, Nightwing, and Robin, so it's like, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, they're gonna do. Aren't they doing separate books? Immortal.
No, I think it's just one book.
Oh,
I think it's one book that has the 3 of them in there.
Oh, okay, all right.
I could be wrong, but that's the way I read it.
Okay, yeah.
If it becomes a hit, maybe it will.
But this one's different than the Marvel. They put the titles underneath.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to get used to because you've got to go the.
What am I looking at? Superman.
I don't know what this. Spectrum. I don't get it.
I read about this in the DC previews.
Oh, okay.
Over here. It's interesting. Like it's like he goes for an allergy test.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Like, I guess a meteor drops like new variations of kryptonite, or they find new versions of kryptonite had landed on Earth. So they take Superman and give him like an allergy test.
Oh, okay.
See what happens with how he reacts to each one. Okay, that's 5 pages. Like,
yeah.
No. And I got to tell you, the interior art looks just awful.
Doesn't look too good.
It looks awful.
Hope they're not trying to feature this as an attraction.
I might skip this one. I'm a big Superman guy.
I know. I probably will definitely skip it.
I don't think I can sit through that. That artwork looks just terrible. It's so amateur hour. What is this? The actual Superman book? I can't tell. I would put the title. Yeah, it's the actual Superman book. Josh Williamson
and Dan Mora.
Which is everything about it is good except for the fact that they gave Lois Lane powers.
Again, it goes back to that. It's like they both do it, both Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
You got to give all these.
She's now a regular person again. We'll see how long that lasts.
Don't you think that some of these characters, especially Lois Lane, and we'll go back and say Mary Jane, they're so much more interesting not having special.
Yes. Lois Lane. All right. First of all, she just became the publisher or the editor in chief of the Daily Planet because Perry's running for mayor of Metropolis, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So that's interesting enough. And then they immediately take her away from that and make her Superwoman. Jeez. And that was so uninteresting. The fact that she had powers and knew how to use them and was as good as Superman, like without any kind of learning curve.
I know. That's the other thing.
Because she's a girl boss and that's the way it works. So it was really a drag. And I'm so glad they're gone now. In the latest issue, Lex Luthor says to Superman, I can get her powers back for you. I don't want that to happen. What do we got here? This Superboy? Oh, Action
Comics.
The one Superman title I just don't keep up with is Action Comics.
Another hit or miss for me with Mark Waid, but
yeah, can't read everything. And then this is the Superman
Unlimited
by Dan Slott.
Is this supposed to be ongoing?
Yes.
Wow.
I got the first issue. I haven't read it yet. Because I'm so far behind. I have a stack.
I mean, Albuquerque's a good artist, so
you wouldn't believe the stack of comics I have to read right now because I was away.
Yeah, I know.
It's a pile. Like literally, it's this many books. I'm like, I think I've read 6 so far of the 60. We'll see. This might be interesting. The free comic book day had a little preview of it, and it was fun. Like Dan Slott has that kind of, because Superman's kind of a goofy character.
Yeah.
He's goofy in a dead serious way. Right?
Yeah.
Let's see. What is this?
Oh, yeah. It's this new Supergirl, right?
Is it? Yeah, Supergirl. Yeah. This was in my pull list, and I said I'm gonna pass on this one, and I handed it back. Yeah, it does nothing for me. What's this?
The crypto one.
The crypto series.
Oh, they put Ryan North on that. That's funny.
Oh, and there's Jay Lee, the great Jay Lee.
Wow.
Love Jay Lee. Remember what Tom King did to him?
Yeah, I still remember that.
Freaking douchebag.
Every time speaking of which, I haven't read an issue of this because of that. But from what I hear, it's not really a great run.
Now there's timing. Tom King.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I haven't read an issue of this Wonder Woman because Tom King writes it. And from what I hear, I'm not really missing that much. So,
yeah. Remember when he first started writing books?
Yeah.
Tapping into what he knew about the intelligence agencies and clandestine things. And it was interesting. And then all of a sudden he became this blubbering pile of estrogen.
Yep.
And that's what he is now. That's all he writes is this same garbage over and over again.
Yep.
Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman.
No, there's also a daughter of Wonder Woman. I don't know why, but
see, when I look at books like this has got to be for young.
He doesn't have. It's not enough to do one female character. He's got to do another one.
Good God, what's this?
I'm
sorry, audience. They don't put the title until after all their variant covers. This is insane. Oh, Justice.
Yeah, I figured it was Justice League, but I wasn't sure. But it's unlimited.
So here's the asterisk for the Justice League. I'm doing it. Is this asterisk doing all right? The asterisk for me is, and you brought up a great point, that if it's everybody can be in the Justice League, what's the point? I understand. Now, so far, they've kept it with just the people they
feature
right. Now, the caveat for me is I have to finish this 6-issue arc that crossed over to World's Finest.
Right.
Which is really good. And it looks like Darkseid's coming back. We'll see what happens after that arc. What they do with this title and whether it's going to be worth keeping or not. So far, so good. Knock on my Formica desk. I'm enjoying it. For Mark Waid, when is a good writer. A fellow comic book writer I know personally said, yeah, he's a bitch, but he can write. And Dan Mora's art is awesome.
I saw Dan Mora and I was like, how many titles is he on? And how is he keeping up with all that art?
And yet Jim Lee can't handle one.
Exactly. That's why I kept thinking, wow. Oh, here comes another
Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
Of course.
It's funny to see the Peacemaker all over the place too.
That's funny.
This was a character nobody when we started the Charlton documentary, nobody knew who the Peacemaker was.
I know. Then all of a sudden
let's see. This guy with a toilet seat on his head.
This must be another
This is Justice League Red.
Red. I knew it was another Justice League. Wow, they got Salman Ahmed
on this one.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know what's this about.
Is that Red Tornado that's leading that? Is that why? I don't know.
Is Red Tornado leading it?
Is that why they call it Red? I don't know. That kind of looked like Red Tornado. I don't know.
That's Dead Man, isn't it?
Oh, maybe it's okay.
Let's see. Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League.
Why?
Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League?
Yeah. So it's like they sneak
So
into
they break into the Watchtower.
Yeah, I guess. Why would you have Greg Rucka write this?
Wow. Remember that comic book Greg Rucka did? Who'd he do it with?
Was it the Gotham?
No, the one where it was about themselves. Remember that one?
Oh, wow.
And they were like getting wasted and they're running naked all the time.
Oh my gosh.
I have that book somewhere. I forget. It was like a 5-issue series. It was hysterical.
Jeez. Oh,
Him and, it was Robinson. What's his name? I can't remember his first name. The artist. Like they were just like stoned all the time in the book, and it was crazy. It was like I don't know if they were confessing something or what. Detective number 1100.
Of course, 1100. So they got to make a big. How much is this? $10?
No, I'm shocked. $4.99.
Oh my gosh, they're not making it a big. Well, 56 pages, but they're not. Wow, I am shocked that they didn't make this a more.
Me too.
Expensive.
How many times does Marvel do that? Like Spidey hits $9.25, it's $10. Then $9.50, it's $10. Then $9.75, it's $10.
I know.
Come on.
I'm so shocked that they didn't make this more expensive. Wow. Cool.
And I hate when they do this too, because the main, they still have the main continuity going, but it's still only 20 pages, 22 pages.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are these stupid
little backup stories. The whole backup thing.
And there's always some cutesy one, like where it's just funny, but not. Nightwing,
I guess.
Nightwing 129. Nightwing's
such a great
character, but I just
I'm not really big on this run here.
I never know where to jump on or jump off.
I know.
Let's see, Batgirl number 10. That's fine. Batgirl's a cool character. She's been around forever.
She is, but it's one of the variant Batgirls. Like Batgirl to me is always Barbara Gordon. Batgirl.
This is
not Barbara Gordon. This is actually.
Well, then hell with it. It sucks.
This is Cassandra Cain, who was actually make an orphan title, and I might buy it because then you're being genuine. Making her Batgirl, making spoiler Batgirl, making everybody. That's so stupid. If it was Barbara Gordon, I would have probably look at it, but
I thought it was Barbara Gordon.
Nope.
Sorry. Then I retract.
That's why I didn't even bother. And I actually like that character, Cassandra Cain, but make it about her and not just another Batgirl.
Well, this whole idea, like taking the mantle, shit. Just make an original character,
right?
If it catches on, great. If it doesn't, that's the risk.
She was an original character. Her original name was Orphan.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
And it would have been fine if it was that title. Or call it Orphan, and then go on.
They clearly had no faith in that character, so they just gave her.
I would have bought it.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying the editorial staff, the powers to be, clearly didn't believe in that character enough, so they have to give her a hand-me-down T-shirt.
Don't know why.
Right? Batman and Robin, Philip Kennedy Johnson. I would read this, but I have to cut. I can't.
I know. It's too much to keep up with. It's because they got too many things.
Too many.
This must be World's Finest, right? Is that?
No.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay.
Batman Superman World's Finest. I missed the annual. I was away for work.
Yeah.
And the World's Finest annual came out, which was part 3 of this arc I'm reading, which is really good. And I can't get it. I've gone to several shops. It's gone.
Oh, it's become so popular.
I'm gonna have to buy it on eBay or something to get it.
Jeez.
I was gonna call Dan at BoomTube while I was away and say, "Hey, can you just
make sure you
World Finest annuals for me?" But I'm like, first
There's
of all,
gonna be tons of them.
Right. Nobody likes the annuals. Who wants the annual? Nobody. I'm like, there's nobody's gonna buy that. I'll go in there. It'll be nope. And then he looked up on the computer. He can't even order it anymore. It's gone.
Yeah. Plus, it's part 3 of a story. It's like, why would that be the big draw?
It's because of that arc.
Yeah.
That's what he told me. People were buying that book because of that arc.
Wow.
They're reading Justice League and they had to go over and get that book. So one of those gimmicks we talked about where they force you to buy a book that doesn't
work.
It
worked. Catwoman. Yep.
And I was shocked that they put the 3rd chapter in an annual.
In an annual.
Not one of the regular number continuity.
Right.
Catwoman.
Again.
Okay. If you like Catwoman, that's cool.
I mean, look, I have to say, it's on issue 78. This book is carrying itself, but I haven't been following it. But to get to 78 these days.
Yeah.
Must be Birds of Prey, I guess. Or is that?
Yep, Birds of Prey. That's a book. What do we got here?
Oh, not a Harley Quinn book.
Harley Quinn.
It's another one that seems to carry itself, but I haven't really been interested in it.
Very popular character. I've never liked this character ever.
He is, but this flipness, just like with Deadpool, this can only go so far with the same stick every time, just kidding around everything. It's like the same kind of, I don't know, slapstick stuff. It's like,
that's why I've never really liked this character. It's just I never understood the popularity.
Me neither. They could have really made a good character out of her, but not like this way.
And it's funny that you analogize to Deadpool, because when you go to any Comic-Con, what are the 2 biggest cosplays you see?
Yep.
There's Deadpools and Harley Quinns. Like, you throw a rock, you'll hit one. Let's see. Poison Ivy.
This is the Poison Ivy one, which is, again, another one. I hate the whole idea of making a, Rogues Gallery character its own title, but I guess enough people must like it.
Unless it's Captain Cold.
Oh, Captain Cold.
I love Captain Cold. Let's see. What do we got here? Aquaman. So this book's been fun so far.
This has been good. Yeah. And it's
I can't believe I actually subscribed to an Aquaman book.
Yeah. It's one of those one of the ones that were this up and coming writer that I really like now, Jeremy Adams, that DC made such a great decision signing him to a 5-year contract recently, because he does such good work on the Green Lantern title, and now he's doing great work on Aquaman.
And he took over the Flash from Williamson.
Right. That's right. He started
who
that.
The hell is this guy, Jeremy Adams? I don't know about this. I figured I'm going to knock it off my pull list, and no, he made it fun. It was so much fun to read. I loved it.
Yeah. He was actually shocked when they called him and say, "Oh, we're taking off Flash," and like, "What? I'm just getting it." Then they give him a bunch of new titles.
Yeah. And you know what caught my eye too was John Tim's art on the issue. That issue 1 cover.
That was great.
I picked it up off the rack. I'm thumbing through it, and I said, "You know what, Dan? I'm going to put this on my pull list. I'm going to give it a shot." And so far, so good. What do we got?
New Gods.
New Gods. I don't know.
I hear from some people that they really like this, but I'm like, I've never been a big fan of like those characters. So
even when like back in the day, I'd read some of Jack Kirby's
Miracle Man. Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know, how good is it without Jack?
Right.
I didn't even really like it with Jack.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's this? This is the Flash.
Regular Flash, yeah.
Regular Flash, which I don't read anymore.
Me neither.
When this run started with the Rebirth, I kind of gave it up. I was getting a little tired of the Wally West. The same thing with the quippy, jokey.
Yeah, I mean,
I just got tired. I was like, I don't know. I like Barry Allen because he's smart and he's a forensic scientist.
Yeah, I love that part of it, the detective part of it.
Right, he's kind of like Bruce Wayne, where he has to like use his brain. This looks like my boy Oliver North. Oliver North. Oliver North was the guy with the Iran-Contra thing. Oliver Queen.
This is the title you mentioned that started off as a miniseries?
Yes.
Wow.
It was supposed to be a limited series with the Rebirth. And it just kept going. And
this guy knows how to write them too.
This is fun. This is a good book. It's, you know what I like? It's small right now. It's staying like they're, intimate stories. There's street level kind of stories.
And he does a really good job with the relationship between the two of them without making one dominant over the other. Like, stop getting into where one has to be so much better than the other. It's like they're complementary to each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And he brought back a little bit of the Oliver Queen spoiled brat thing too. Which
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
this I don't read. Green Lantern.
I like this one a lot. Again,
Okay.
this was the one that Jeremy Adams took on after they took him off the Flash, and I've never seen someone revitalize a character like this. I haven't liked Hal Jordan Green Lantern in so long, like at least 10 years, and when he did this, it was like, wow, this guy must have like looked like this. Jeremy Adams is the type of creator that like goes into the history, that doesn't have to repeat what's been done before, but actually gets to know the character. Then that way he can come up with stories for that character. And you don't feel like you're reading like somebody new where they just slapped the name on them. So he's doing a great job with this title, and I haven't seen this much popularity with Hal Jordan until he got on there.
That's cool. Maybe I'll pick up the trades.
You could just try one, just one storyline or whatever, see if you like it.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
And because that's been my big problem with the Green Lantern. It gets all water. So many of
them. See,
them.
that other title doesn't get really hung up on but this one actually does. And I know they have him on there with another person, and I actually don't like this title.
Huh.
I didn't like it, even though it has Jeremy Adams on it, although he's sharing the writing with someone else.
That's kind of always been my issue with the Green Lantern books.
Yeah,
there's too many.
I agree.
Lanterns,
Yeah.
I'll Hal Jordan and then John Stewart are the two I'll take, and anything beyond that is kind of like pump the brakes. What do we got here? Titans.
Oh, okay.
Never
I used
was
to like the Titans
when they were the Teen Titans.
Yeah,
back when George Perez worked on it.
I liked it a lot. Marv Wolfman
and George Perez. Yeah. Rest in peace, George. Mr. Terrific. This is a character they are jamming into every single book.
Know. Is it because he has a big role in the Superman movie?
He's I
don't know
why he's in the Superman movie. Like,
I don't know why.
He first appeared on the Arrow show.
Yeah.
And then was he in Supergirl show too? A little bit.
Probably.
No, but like,
I haven't watched all the ones.
He's a really obscure character, like for the most part, and now he shows up in everything. He's kind of like the Oracle of the Justice League Watchtower in a way.
Yeah.
He kind of everything funnels through him. Weird. I
didn't know.
This is funny because this book's obsolete the minute it comes out.
I know, that's the only problem I have with it. It's like, really?
So I was talking to Jerry Ordway about this because I ran into Jerry at the store a couple weeks ago, as you know. Jerry's doing some of the covers for this and some of the artwork and stuff. He's all excited for it because he thinks it's
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to bring people up to speed, but like it's ongoing. So like, how do you?
Yeah, they used to do this, the history of the Marvel Universe, and then you started wondering. Well, now it's kind of doesn't include this because but you're right. Just like you said, by the time it comes out, it's like it's already.
By the time they're through with this, another year of DC continuity is going to go in canon.
Yeah.
The thing I think this would work better as like a coffee table book anyway.
Yeah.
That you give out at Christmas time and history of the DC universe from 1938 to 2025. Like, just do that, right? Whatever. I thought about getting it, but I don't know. I might just get Jerry's covers.
Yeah, that's a good.
Because Jerry's awesome, and I'll support Jerry. Although this wraparound cover looks pretty damn baller.
Wow.
Look at that. That looks kind of cool. But you know what? This will probably be sold as a poster.
Yeah.
Which Dan always has these awesome covers as posters for sale in his store. So if this is a poster, I'll get the poster.
Yeah, he frames them and everything.
Yeah. $20 in a frame. That's awesome.
Jeez.
The frame's $10.
I know. No, don't bring back Waller again. Jeez.
Secret 6, number 6. Secret 666. 666. Say that 3 times fast. What is Secret 6?
Honestly, I'm not sure.
They're characters.
Maybe it's like the Runaways from Marvel. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Fire and Ice.
I have no idea what this was. Why you make a title with these two characters? Whatever.
Yeah. This can't possibly sell. Like, why does this warrant its own book?
I don't know. This must be
This looks
the going
like
back.
Batman and Robin, Jason Todd.
Yep. Trying to do
Now-
like a year one thing. I don't know.
Jason Todd is awesome,
Yeah.
but I'd much rather have a Red Hood book still. But yeah, I don't know what this is about. I'm not buying this. I don't know. Yeah, I love Red Hood because Red Hood, he walks that. He's like the Punisher. He walks that line.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Let's see. What's this? Batman and Robin year one.
Jeez.
So you have Batman year one, Batman year two.
How many year ones can we have? Wow.
Quite a few. We had 0 year two, remember?
That's right.
Dark Pattern. This is a cool book. It's a fun book.
Yeah, they kind of like it's set up. It's its own story without getting too complicated with everything else that's going on.
Yeah, and they're like 3-issue arcs.
Yep.
It's going to be 12 issues. 12.
It certainly started out that way. I don't know if they're gonna try to continue it more, but that's what it started out with.
Yeah, it would make sense. So you'd have 3 issue arcs. Yeah, the first one is kind of creepy too. I liked it. This I bow to the greatness of Tim Sale.
Yeah.
Jeff Loeb, I got to tell you, even after reading this, Jeff Loeb never ever. I don't think he's ever written a bad Batman story. I'm liking this. Can do is average, right? That's like the worst Jeff Loeb can do is average. Right. His Batman stories are awesome.
He just knows that character, yeah.
Knows that world like so well. You know,
and he's
every tool in the toolbox.
I was gonna say that Gotham is a character in his titles, in his stories.
Gotham,
the city of Gotham is
the city of Gotham, and he makes extensive use of like the mobsters, the crooked cops. He uses all of that world. He's awesome. He's freaking awesome. And this is just another one of these classics. And the saddest part is that Tim Sale's not here.
I know.
This is so good. And God, I met Tim at the Boston Comic-Con.
Oh.
That was it was right before COVID, I think. And I talked to him for a little while, and very quiet guy. Kind of humble. I told him, I said, I love your Batman is so gothic and spooky looking, and I just love the way you draw him. And it works so well for those long Halloweens and last Halloweens.
Yep.
What was that Dark Victory?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. It's a shame we won't get any more Tim Sale. I mean, the only remaining art are these covers.
Yeah, I'm glad they're putting on his covers on there.
Yeah, me too. That's one. If you're buying the variants of these, shame on you. You should only be buying the Tim Sale covers.
Yeah.
What's this? Batman Gotham by Gaslight, League for Justice, #2.
Not sure what. Okay.
So it's, period piece Batman now it's period piece Justice League. Okay. It's one of these, different takes. Jeez. Green Lantern Dark.
Jeez, you can't just another one of these offshoots.
DC versus Vampires World War.
That's like its own story in its own kind of universe
kind of like the Marvel Zombies thing was.
Yeah.
Resurrection Man Quantum Karma #5.
I didn't even know this character called Resurrection Man.
I was just gonna say, who's Resurrection
Man? I know. This must be
number 8.
Facsimile. Remember the Dark Mirror? Was it Dark
Mirror, right?
Yeah. That was one of my all-time favorite stories.
Me too.
Batman. Means I got to go back and read it. Reread it.
That was so.
This was a facsimile of 880. One of the. I don't know if that was the final one or no. It's in the middle somewhere. Yeah,
great cover. Jock's artwork.
Yeah,
Tim Sale. Jock captures that same gothic, creepy. Jock's artwork worked so well on that. Yeah, that was awesome. And I was not a big fan of Dick Grayson taking over the Batman.
I know, but
boy, did it work in that one, didn't it?
Another facsimile.
#1 facsimile.
I don't know.
the one that started it all. Batman 163.
Oh, this is back to the beginning of this whole thing. It's still 163, but the giant size edition.
Giant size, the actual artboard size.
Yeah.
So for the kids watching who don't know, when these artists draw the books, they draw them on 11 by 17-inch artboard, and these books are sold in that exact size. So they're not shrunk to the.
They must be getting pretty or some sales for that, because they already announced that the new reboot Batman starting
they're going to do
September
that
is also getting a giant size. At least number one is getting a giant size. Another facsimile.
Jerry Ordway was asking about he was in there like, this was like days after you were in there with me, and you bought it. Jerry picked it up and he said, "I want this, but where am I going to get bags and boards for it?"
Right.
And I said, "Jerry, it's Dan. He's got them."
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. It's like looking at that. Jeez.
Action 23 facsimile.
Yeah. Again, DC and Marvel always trying to tap into that.
Yep. It's a bunch of these facsimiles and then the trades. So we're done with DC.
Wow. Like an hour and a half for those two.
Hour and a half for these two. Well, the next one will probably go in a half an hour. That'd be fine. But what I want to say, just it took that long to go through all those titles. And all these books are $4.99, $5.99, maybe $3.99 in some cases.
Who can keep up with that?
They've got to figure out a way. I mean, their sales have got to be hurt. Like, we know their sales are hurting. We know the industry is in trouble. I don't know why they're not. Go back. Here we go. I'll use this as an example. Here's the Marvel Secret Wars from the 80s, right? Let me find one real quick. Of course I can't.
Well, it's like their order.
Well, actually, here, the back cover. Parker Brothers, the game, right? On the inside cover, we've got the GoBots from Monogram or Mattel. I don't know. Whatever. Point is, they sold national ads.
Yep.
To corporations, which kept the cost of the printing down. And they also did it on newsprint, which helped. Now that it's on this glossy paper.
Yeah.
Fine, have the glossy paper, but you've got to sell ad space again. Why are they not selling ads in these books?
I don't know when that,
because that would cut the cost of the book. That offsets the whole thing. I don't. The people running these things have got brain damage or something. Let's move on to Image Comics.
I was gonna check this out. Remember Rick Remender?
I do remember Rick Remender. Let me zoom this in because it's kind of small. I do remember Rick Remender.
Well,
he wrote one of the worst Captain America arcs I've ever read.
Yes, he did. I'm not talking about that part. I don't know. This seemed kind of something that I was going to check out. And it's got Daniel Acuna Perez on the art, and so
Remender's not horrible, and I think he's actually better in this.
I mean, it's his own story. It's not like he's got to be.
It's not.
So I don't know. Who knows where this goes? But
yeah, that looks interesting. I'm always happy to check out.
This is the Universal Monsters thing.
I didn't know this was coming out.
Yeah. James Tynion's doing it.
Okay.
They did The Creature from the Black Lagoon. They did
which was a letdown.
Dracula. Was the
Dracula.
First one Dracula? Yeah.
They've done.
Yeah, I didn't really like The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Really,
I was let down. I love The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, full disclosure, I'm a big fan of 1933's The Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Huge fan of that movie.
I mean, Tynion's the best person you can get. Hopefully, he'll do a good job with this. So,
yes, my favorite line from the 1933 movie is when he tells Kemp he's going to kill him. I'm going to kill you, Kemp, tomorrow night. That's right, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. I'm going to kill you.
That's awesome.
You gotta love 1930 sensibility.
I don't know what
shame. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Some of this stuff, even Image falls into that. Why?
This looks like a Jack Kirby biography.
Now, Image does things different. They mix in, or at least not Image, but this site mixes in like the collected editions with the other ones, so it's not quite as. So you might have to just skip through some of this stuff.
Well, this one's only 32 pages. This is a regular book.
Okay. All right. So that's a regular book.
Yeah.
There's a trade paper, I think, trade paperback.
Yeah, it says TP. Toilet paper.
Pizza Witch.
Space Opera Xanadax Across the Unknown.
Another one. I don't know.
That's quite a title.
I'm not sure where these obscure
All right,
they
here we
kind
go.
of break.
Now we're getting into the floppies. So Black
Yeah.
Ritual, Book of Nyx.
I haven't heard that. Blood and Thunder, I know that's the new one from Skybound. It's not written by Kirkman, but it comes from his
imprint.
Yeah, from his imprint.
Blood Squad 7.
Yeah, and then they kind of like show you and then they do so Bug War. I didn't get into Bug, but I know George was really like into Bug Wars.
Bug Wars.
This was by Jason. That's by Jason. That's the end of a limited series there.
And I got to say, my favorite part of buying books from Image in particular is that there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is none of things ongoing except for like the Ghost.
I mean, the Spawn thing, I know.
Or Spawn, right? But a lot of these horror comics they do and stuff, they're just
one and done. Not one. 6 and done or 10 and done, 8 and done. Yeah, you get the full story, which is good. Dark Honor's another one.
Deadly Tales of Gunslinger Spawn.
Of course, you have to have all the Spawn thing. Yeah, that's the one thing Image is guilty of in terms of Marvel and DC and all the related titles from Spawn.
Well, it's their flagship character.
Yeah.
It's the longest running character they've had.
Yep.
So. Dust to Dust. Exquisite Corpses.
Now that's the new one by Tinian.
Do you read this book?
I do, but I haven't read that yet. So people are safe from me giving out any kind of spoilers. It's supposed to be like I think 12 or 13 issue miniseries, right? Where they gather like the kind of like the
top serial killers.
Well, it's more like people who consider themselves the real leaders of the wealthy of the wealthy. They each have a representative.
Illuminati.
They each have like a representative killer going into this poor small town, and they kind of just go at it, and then like whoever comes out alive, that guy kind of wins the whole thing, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's like crazy.
It's like a reality show for serial.
Sounds like a Mark Miller book too. It's like
it does.
It does. And they actually are coming out with like a polybag version, which is, I guess, it's supposed to be where you don't want to have kids opening it because it's so gruesome and whatever.
Oh wow,
like crazy. So I'm looking forward to just like figuring out, talking about that story, but I don't want to do that right now because I haven't read it yet.
It makes me wonder what James Tinian thinks at night. Like, what's going through his mind? He's twisted.
He writes a lot of horror.
He does, and you know what? He's like the nicest guy.
Yeah.
He's so chill, and it's always the quiet ones, though, right?
Yeah.
Falling in Love on the Path to Hell. Farmhand.
I don't know that anything about that. Or Free Planet.
No, me either. But
I know they're doing great with G.I. Joe. Both G.I. Joes, actually.
G.I. Joes.
I love what they did with that. And Kirkman got the. Is it?
Yeah,
Kirkman?
no. Yeah. I read the room wrong when this first happened because I thought Larry Hama, when it went to Image Skybound, was going to integrate his run in the Energon universe. I didn't realize that's going to be in its own thing.
I kind of like what they did that.
I'm glad they did that.
All the people who have been following G.I. Joe all that time, you get to continue that story, and then you get another, new one.
Yeah, and it doesn't force Larry to do something that he never did plans to do.
Going into that universe, and
Yeah, they're both great books. Larry Hama is a legend. He's awesome and a hell of a nice guy. Gehenna, Naked Aggression.
Geiger, I'm really liking.
Love Geiger, and I think that trade number 3 comes out in July. I think.
Is it July or I thought I just got that.
And we got number 2.
Okay.
Which covered 6 to 12. I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, 17 comes out in August. It must be September then, because then it would be 8. It would be 13 to 18 would be the next.
Right.
Next one. Yeah. God, if you don't read Geiger, I strongly recommend.
Yeah, go back and you can get it on the trade, all the earlier ones, and catch up quick.
You gave me the first trade, and and so I'm just going to keep buying the trade.
He actually started it out as another one of these limited series, 6-issue limited series, and then he stopped for a while, and then when they did their whole imprint, then they started doing on, and I'm so glad they did it. He's doing an ongoing one.
Yeah, that's a great book. Ghost Pepper. What else do we got here? Golden Rage.
I don't know what that is.
Spawn. Hornsby and Halo.
I know some of these like Hyde Street. That's
Street.
one off. That's
I like Hyde Street. That's
Jeff
fun.
Johns thing.
Yep. That's a good book.
Yep, that's a really good book.
I Hate Fairyland.
This title, it's like I've never even like once not heard of it. I've heard of it, but I haven't even like heard people talk. But it's already on issue 43. It must have something to it. I don't know.
Scotty Young.
Yeah.
Usually does those cute cartoony versions of.
Yeah.
I was a fashion school serial killer.
These titles are kind of funny.
I Tyrant.
I Tyrant #2.
Now this, aren't they tying this into something invincible? It's the Invincible universe.
It's a character, a very minor character that showed up in his Invincible title run. That's ended years ago, and now they're making the animated TV series. And now he started this new book, just taking that that character, which wasn't a big part of that, but it's kind of one of those things where like a lot of people are like, hey, what about this character? You know, it kind of became a likable character from people who read the Invincible. I hardly remember him. He just showed up in maybe like one storyline or whatever. And he's kind of making a new title up with him as a central character.
He's like a cult. He has a cult.
Yeah,
following.
he got a cult following from that title. He's kind of like this, like as you can imagine, like this big. He looks like half beast, half man, and it's like he's got like very strong, likes to tear people apart, and he's like going around the universe looking for a worthy opponent to like take him on. Like he's actually looking for he's looking for someone to kill him because no one is like is worthy of his powers.
And art by Ryan Otley, can't beat that.
Ryan Otley's great.
Yeah. Kaya 29.
This is another one. Already got to 29. Kaya.
Yeah. King Spawn 49. Another Spawn. Lazarus.
Oh, this one I've been looking forward forever, and I can't wait till I read the first issue. Because Lazarus, this title went on hiatus for like I'm gonna say 5-6 years. It started off as Lazarus. It got to like issue 28 or whatever, and it stopped because they had a lot of like issues with like getting them out at the regular time, and it had a lot to do with the artist, which is great, Michael Lark. He had some health issues. There was something going on in his personal life, and they couldn't keep the pace going. So what they decided was, all right, let's just stop. And let's get to a point where we have it all like, I think they pretty much have the rest of the run to the end of the story. Like, I don't know what issue they're going to go to, maybe 30 or whatever, but they have them all done. And now they're going to start releasing them, which was kind of, good and bad. They had to stop doing it for years and years, but now they're restarting it. And I was like, waited so long for this to come back.
And there's a little irony in the title and that it's risen again.
Yeah, there is a lot of irony in that title. And it's like, and I'm gonna do like some videos on this, at some point because I just love this title.
All right, Lost Fantasy.
I read the first issue of that. It was pretty good.
Monstrous number 59.
That's another one that's been ongoing for so long.
Moonshine Bigfoot. News from the Fallout.
3 of 6. Yeah,
that's Condon. That one there.
Oh yeah.
Phantom Road.
That's kind of as a ongoing with Jeff Lemire. He there was a big hiatus between like the first storyline and so that he might have lost some interest, but it's a pretty good book.
Power Fantasy and Rat City.
That's a Spawn. Redcoat.
So now we're in the Ghost Machine
universe. Yeah.
The Unnamed. So that's a fun book. It's a fun book. I'm getting to the point though. I'm about to trade floppies for trades with this.
Yeah. They're saying this specific issue is going to be like a prelude to a new title he's coming out with, which is First Ghost.
Oh.
Just this issue 14. So that's something fun to look forward to. But yeah, I tend to do some of them as trades as opposed to getting all the floppies. Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have I've got to cut down on my monthly flop.
Yeah, I agree.
The Rockefellers number 8, Salmon Twitch
Salmon
case
Twitch.
file. The Scorched.
There's another Rick Remender. I haven't really read that one.
So this ties into Hyde Street.
The Sisterhood. That's another. Not another. That's a tie into Hyde Street. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know Hyde Street warranted a spinoff.
I know.
It's only 5 issues in to start.
I know, and there's a tie-in.
Yeah.
Sleep. Number
and it's
4.
kind of, Hyde Street's yeah. Yeah.
It's probably like okay, like hit or miss.
No, well, I mean, like the premise is about that little kid and the older guy. Like, who's the sisterhood? There was that one issue with that woman, but maybe that's what it is.
It's like a character from probably a minor character that they do.
Yep.
There's the Spawn
369.
Wow.
This ends tonight. This will end tonight eventually. This stream. Transformers. What can you say about this?
Yeah.
This is
loving it.
Oh man.
A little bit worried because they're announcing that he's going to get off of it. Daniel Warren Johnson.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. I don't know how many. There's a couple more. I don't know who. I don't even know who they're getting. I'm waiting for the news of who they're getting for this.
He'll probably go to issue 25.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about it.
Wow.
But...
I think what's amazing about this book so far is the level of violence in some of these characters. Just
not your Saturday morning cartoon.
No, some of these guys get mutilated. It's unbelievable. And now Megatron's back, which is great.
Which just ups the violence.
Yeah, he's in scorched earth mode. The Unchosen.
Yeah, that's a new one from David Marquez, who's like classically a good artist, but this is his like writing a story. Yep.
Undiscovered Country, Charles Soule and Scott Snyder.
That's been kind of like hanging around.
The voice said kill.
These titles that have like phrases in them.
Yeah.
Which Rivals.
Which you and I both read these.
Yeah.
So they're probably on this list.
From Rosenberg.
Yeah, those long titles. Void Rivals 22. This is the only Energon book I don't read.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely started out reading it, and I kind of like, maybe I'll pick up the trade paperbacks after.
That's what I think I'm going to have to do. And I know there's going to be the War for Energon coming up or something.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe that'll be where Daniel Warren Johnson stops.
Yeah. It's got the, what are those guys called from the late seasons of the Transformers? The things with the 3 faces that spun around.
Oh, geez.
I can't think.
Gosh.
It's with them.
That's what we get for starting off with Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
Sticks to the brain.
Brains. The Walking Dead Deluxe 118.
That's the colorized version.
Yeah. And number 119. Witchblade. Here's one of the books that I buy.
You'll do bad things. Yeah. And that's the end of the story there.
Yep. No, like I said, those horror comics, this is good because they're always like, quick 6 for, You know what I missed though? Nailbiter. Remember how good that was?
Oh, Nailbiter, yeah. And Postal.
Yeah, these are trades, so we'll just skip.
Yeah, these are a lot of trades. Yep.
Let's go to Dog Horse.
I don't know if you have. There's only like a couple of things that. Oh, there's Masterminds. Okay, this one, the new Miller one. Nemesis. He's had this character Nemesis for a few stories. I think this is like this 5th time going back into Nemesis, so I'll be checking that out. It's like the anti-Batman. He even wears an all-white costume as opposed to all black costume. He is literally, that's the idea that he got that from. It's an anti-Batman, which he's rich, but he kind of goes and uses it for like being a chaotic agent or whatever instead of for good.
Okay. Resident Aliens.
Book.
I finally watched season 1 of this show.
Oh, okay.
Because Doug Mellinson was pushing me. You got to watch it. It was good. I liked the first season.
Okay.
I stopped after the first season because where else can it go? I was like, okay, I get it. That's enough. I don't need to watch any more of this. Especially once like the whole town knew he was an alien. Like, where do you go?
Right.
Like, so
once it's all out
it
there.
it was more fun when he was hiding it. And what's his face? The actor there, Alan Tudyk, he was so good.
What is that? Is that on Apple TV?
No, it's on Netflix.
Netflix. Okay. All right.
Alan Tudyk is so good.
Yeah.
Almost like in Men in Black when Kingpin there, what's his name? D'Onofrio. Like you almost felt like he was wearing like it was a bug with a skin suit on. Because he was just so, like, Alan Tudyk's kind of that way too. Archie comics are always fun.
I don't know why they're crossing him with the Minor Threats thing, but okay.
Yeah, to sell both books.
Yeah, all right.
Hellboy.
I forgot that was still on there.
Hellboy.
Jeez.
Couple Hellboy titles.
A lot of like
Arcana Royale. Vox Machina.
That's like a trade paperback. Oh no, that's okay.
FML. Oh boy.
There's Ghost. They still have the Ghostbusters. Yeah. That's why I haven't heard of it.
Yeah. Ghostbusters Dead Man's Chest.
They still have that IP. Okay.
Boy, that last Ghostbusters movie was so bad.
Oh, here's one. Huck I like. I like the first Huck from Mark Miller. This is the second going back to Huck.
Los Monstros. Oh, that's the guy, James
Robinson. Okay, that's who. I thought that's who you were talking about.
James Robinson and Greg Rucka did this book based on themselves, and it was so disturbing. It was really dark.
It's like, let's just do what we normally do with our private lives.
I haven't seen a book with that many naked men in my life.
I'm glad I didn't want to see it.
Oh, it was really weird.
Yeah.
Christopher Chaos.
This is another James Tynion one.
Star Wars.
I don't know how they still do Star Wars stories.
Stranger Things. I can't believe Stranger Things is still a thing.
I still have to catch up on that. If I don't know.
I was done after season 3, and I saw like season 4. Like some of the episodes are 2 hours long, and I'm like,
wow.
Check, please. That's too long. Not watching these. Tramps of the Apocalypse.
Who's this for?
Umbrella Academy's back. Umbrella Academy Plan B.
Okay.
The Witcher, Bear, and Butterfly.
Now that TV has totally derailed The Witcher.
Is that a song from Heart? Witcher,
oh.
Art of Rust. That's a hardcover. These are hardcover. All right, so we'll ditch out of that and let's move on. What do we got here?
Yeah,
Dynamite.
Again, Harley Quinn. They're mixing Harley Quinn and Elvira. Whatever.
Wow.
Who came up with that idea?
I don't know. Red Sonja Reborn.
We have all these Red Sonja
Look at all the covers.
That's why I've always had a problem with Dynamite. Dynamite always has like 20 covers for everything. Now, Space Ghost has been a pretty good title.
Yes.
But again,
I only bought number 1.
It's it's not really, again, with all the covers.
Lilo and Stitch, or just Stitch?
Just Stitch.
Just Stitch. Lilo gets his own book. Gargoyle. DuckTales.
I thought there was like something good.
Wait a minute. Thundercats Meet the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that was kind of, I don't know.
Powerpuff Girls.
Then the Powerpuff Girls. Wow. Okay, they do have the Vampirella one still.
Yeah.
Now they always come up with this new way of looking at
Captain Planet. The Herculoids.
Yeah, they actually put the Herculoids. It's on issue 7.
How did I?
I don't know.
Oh,
did you used to watch it?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. I just mean when I go into the comic shop, I haven't.
He might not have. I mean,
he probably does. He has everything. Red Sonja versus Army of Darkness. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they got to mix up their IPs together, I guess. Try to sell them both.
Yeah. Silverhawks.
I
Remember
don't
that?
really know that much about Silverhawks.
That was a cartoon back
Okay.
when we were in high
Yeah,
school, right? Thundercats, of course.
of course.
I thought about getting this book, but again, I'm like, I can't keep buying all these.
That's the thing. And they got so many covers. And
now, let me rephrase that. I could buy all these titles if they would get national advertising back in their books and lower the cost of all
lower
these
the
books.
cost.
Yeah, then I can get more titles. See, that they're so stupid. There's
And then they got to do the
hardcover.
yeah.
All right, hardcovers. Now they have the James Bond license still. Where's the
they haven't done. I mean, they did one a while back, but then they stopped.
That last one was good.
Was by the guy Garth Ennis, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that was a good
one.
That was.
Then, I don't know.
He was like James Bond, raw James Bond.
Unless they're waiting for some news about like from the movie makers, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but James Bond is one of these. I mean, it's been around for years. Like,
you shouldn't have to.
Shouldn't have to is right. Okay.
I don't know if we should. I mean, IDW still has a couple. I don't know how they're still surviving.
Saw this. Where is it? Right here. On their because everybody gets their own preview magazine now.
Right, of course.
It's right on the cover, and I was like, "Oh, that looks interesting." No, you buy enough comics.
I'm not even sure. I forgot to look at this list ahead of time. I'm not even sure if they have anything that I like. Oh, they have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's why.
It's all these Turtles titles. There's so many Turtles titles.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's
quickly go through all these Turtles. Like, they should just rename their company TNM.
Yeah, they should. They probably will get a boost from
because this is their main IP.
This is basically all they got left.
In Star Trek,
which I never liked what they did with Star Trek, honestly.
I liked the year 5. That was interesting.
Okay.
With the original crew, it was like the 5th year mission. The 5-year.
Oh, okay.
5-year mission. They never had the 5th year.
Yeah.
The animated series being year 4.
Yeah. Okay. Right. And now they have this straight. Well.
Yeah. Voyager, Strange New Worlds.
They have the red shirts one. Yeah.
I might buy this.
Yeah, just from the cover, look at it. It's like it's funny.
It has to be funny. Yeah. Look at the cover. The guy's getting his face lasered off.
Yeah. It's about what happens. Yeah.
And the premise of the book is that like these are the the most disrespected, the unknown guys.
It could be like I could see a really great scene where they're just kind of together and they're like, all right, we're about to go on like who's up next on who's gonna take a risk, and we're like, no I covered for you last time and I covered for you last time, and it's like I can just see them.
Captain Kirk calls down and they're like, oh shit, he called my name.
I can't believe I came up.
Me, please not me. Yeah.
They're like rolling dice or whatever.
I like this cover here down in the lower left.
Yeah.
It's like an old military poster.
We are Starfleet. Oh, okay. Like a recruitment thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I never got into the show here.
Me either. Although I hear out of all the new Trek, it's the best one.
Wow. Okay.
Event Horizon.
No, this is the one that I kept this.
Let's talk about this for a few minutes.
This is why I kept this one, because they have this thing beneath the trees.
First of all, the Natural Born Killers variant is great.
Yeah.
This book was so good.
I know. It hit me so last year. It came out of nowhere. I had never heard of the guy. He both writes and draws, Patrick Horvath.
And it's got that Winnie the Pooh kind of thing, art style to it.
He really took it by storm, the independent comic by storm. I mean, it was like such a favorite comic from last year, and it told the whole story. It was like 6 issues, and of course, he's coming back for this one, right of spring. I'm so looking forward to this.
But that main character there,
Samantha
is about as dark and
I know, and it just the way she comes across all friendly and then small town.
Sociopathic teddy bear, like oh my god, yeah, it's great.
All her rules and stuff.
Folks, if you have not heard of it or if you haven't read it, go find it. The first trade is out.
Yeah, the first trade you can catch up real quick. It's only 6.
Holy moly, it's so good. It's so much fun. Like I couldn't put it down.
I know.
That I'd say that the only book that I thought was more fun and harder to put down was Uncanny Valley.
Oh, okay.
But I did love Beneath the Trees. Blood Honey. I don't know much about Blood Honey.
Me neither. Oh, that's more okay.
Another company with license to Godzilla.
So what happened? Did Godzilla reach a certain point of like?
Well, no, because
public.
It's 100 years before public domain.
I thought it was 50.
Oh, maybe in this case it was, but I don't know. Maybe Toho just licensed it out to everybody.
Because I read, and I just not to derail us, but they'll still take like 30 seconds. In a Mark Miller interview, he's like, you know what, Marvel DC came to me with maybe a possibility of doing Superman, and I started thinking to myself, well, I really don't want them telling me what Superman story to write, so I'm like, I'm just going to wait 8 or 9 years, and then I can write my own story. He's saying it's coming up. And,
well, it would be because wouldn't that?
That is never mind. That is 100 years. What am I talking about? Why am I thinking? I'm like thinking, yeah, that is 100 years. So
Superman
never mind.
will be public domain, soon. But
both he wants to do both Batman and Superman in about like 8 or 9 years. Yeah, okay, you're right.
But I'm just wondering if Toho just licensed this to anyone.
They must have, because Marvel and DC is doing all sorts of.
Or if like the license for the Legendary films. Works with Marvel or DC, and then this is the Toho rights, and who knows? I don't know. We should get Pete, who's our resident Godzilla expert, to jump in and let us know how this works.
And they actually announced what I was looking for, which is a regular Godzilla, an ongoing Godzilla title. And I was shocked that it's not in the August previews, because issue number 1 was in the July. I wish I could show you some imagery, because it was Godzilla Kaiju or something like that. It was like number 1. It was supposed to be ongoing. And already and it didn't give me an indication that it was by month, every 2 months. So I don't know what happened. I got to go see what's going on with that. I can't wait till I get that issue number 1. I was going to get that first issue.
Interesting. Oh, and
not here though. I kept looking.
Sequel to -1 is in production.
Yeah.
Same director, writer. Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's
the movies. I love the movies.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, the Sonic Justice League book is awesome.
I was like, what the hell are they doing with Sonic?
It's awesome. It's so much fun. And it's so funny how the Sonic characters line up perfectly with the Justice League.
That's too funny.
So you got like Tails and Cyborg, because they're like computer whizzes. Knuckles with Batman. Sonic's with the Flash. Like, it's perfect. Like, yeah. Oh, no. Knuckles is with Superman because they're super strong.
Okay.
It's Shadow is with Batman because they're both like brooding and dark. And like, oh, it's so perfect. Like
This always does well in the theaters. Wow.
I love these movies. Have you seen them?
No, I haven't. And I probably should.
They're awesome.
I got to see them. Everybody always tells me how well they do.
They are great. They're so much fun. They really are. They kind of harken back to the movies we grew up in the 80s with. Like, they have that kind of sensibility. They're a lot of fun. Yeah. Monster High.
Another
My Little Pony.
Oh, they still have that one.
For all the bronies out there.
Holding on to My Little Pony.
Scoops. Ion.
Yeah. At first when I read it, I'm like, hey, Ironheart. It's probably better than Ironheart.
And that's that for them. Now let's go to Boom. This will be the last one.
Yeah,
Boom.
and I kind of feel bad for Boom Studios. I thought they were an up and coming, and I think they still are, but I don't know how they're surviving. They have such few titles, but they have one of my all-time favorites. And they started out with I don't know why they're not doing any with Berserk. When I guess that's kind of going on a lull, and it's like I was really hoping that would keep them going. But they have another title we're going to get to here, which is one of my all-time favorites as well. They also have the Dune IP, which is not the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. By the way, I got the volume 2. You know how you gave me the volume 1?
Yeah.
I got
the graphic
graphic novel, the hardcover book.
Yeah.
I got the second one.
Okay.
$4.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it pays to wait. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a second one yet. Like, because I hadn't seen it anywhere. And then I just walked into Ollie's.
Wow. Okay.
So boom, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers meets the Teenage
Oh, that's
Mutant
right. They have the Power Rangers too. I forgot.
and the Turtles.
No, IDW has the Turtles.
Yeah, but they got them here.
Oh, why did they get the? Okay, never mind. Maybe they have some kind of arrangement then.
Yeah. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. Power Rangers Prime. They're
they gotta kill you with all the different
Power Rangers flip book facsimile.
Yeah.
VR Troopers. Blink and you'll miss
it. You'll miss it. That's a new one.
I've never even heard of these guys either. Interesting.
This one I've heard of. It's an ongoing with Jeff Lemire.
Yep.
Or not. I don't know if it's ongoing or if it's like a 12 issue. I was gonna wait for the trade paperback to see if it was any good.
Yeah. The last
boy.
Bronze Faces. Okay.
The Killer, that's a title that started off in France, and I guess they're adapting it here. This is the one I was talking about.
Killing the Children. This one's huge.
Yeah. Has always been one ever since it came out with #1. I've always never not liked it. And I know they went on hiatus or he went on hiatus on this one for probably like a year. Back on issue 30 or 35 or something like that. And now they're coming back and they're kind of, I don't want to give too much away, but they're kind of bringing the main character back to when in 2 seconds, she's a monster hunter. So they're bringing her back now, or James Tynion bringing her back to how did she train to be a monster hunter? It's kind of like her earlier days, and then before he says he has a definitive ending to the story, so he's going to go back to how she became one, and then I guess he's going to continue on and get to an end. So
I'm guessing 50.
No, because he's going to be doing her past life for a while.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's going to be. He thought he might get to 100.
Oh, okay.
Because he still has more stories to tell in like her future self as well, like her current self. Like this is like he's going back and telling earlier stories about her. Her name is Erica Slaughter. And the one thing I'm going to say is I've never read an issue of this that disappointed me. That's all I can say.
Well, and Boom will be happy if he goes to 100 issues because this is their top-selling title by far.
And they're supposed to be working. He's supposed to be working on writing a TV series for it too.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been in development.
I know I did a video on it probably last year, and I'm still waiting.
Some of these never happened. Remember, like Witches and
Well, Witches I thought was still going, but I don't know what happened.
Stuck in development hell.
Yeah.
All it takes is one idiot suit and tie with the checkbook to hold everything up.
I hate that. Berserker is supposed to be doing that too.
Yep.
This is an anthology book.
Hello, Darkness.
Yeah. It's like a bunch of short stories.
Grim
with Stephanie Phillips. Yep.
Do not be afraid. Be afraid.
Yeah.
I cover it there. Be not afraid.
Be afraid.
Dune.
They do have the Dune comic IP, I guess. And it's just like with these two guys, Brian Herbert, Frank Herbert's son, and Kevin J. Anderson, they keep expanding the Dune universe with their books, and now they're expanding into comic books. I never really got much into their expansion of it. I've liked the original ones, 6 books by Frank Herbert. I've never really got into their kind of style of writing, and they tend to be in their expansion tend to like change a few fundamental things, and I don't like that. But that's the way it is. I mean, you're going to keep going until you run out of people to buy it.
Right. And they're capitalizing on. I think many people were shocked at that movie's success. I mean, I didn't expect that movie, especially part 2, did so well.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people expected it to do much at all. It's such a niche fan base.
Yep, it is. I agree.
But they figured out a way to appeal to the general public. And,
and the 3rd one's coming out next year.
That's right. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers: The Death.
Another thing with Power Rangers.
Speaking of Dune, I told you the story about Timothy Chalamet, right?
Oh, what?
With my nephew.
I'm not sure. I don't.
My nephew is a FDNY.
Right. Yep.
He was downtown Manhattan. This is about 4 or 5 months ago. and they were shooting a commercial or something down there, and the fire department was just there, in case something went wrong. He was assigned to go down there, and this kid starts talking to him, and they start hanging out. They're talking for like a half an hour, almost an hour, about all kinds of stuff, and then they're like, "All right, we're set," And the kid goes, "Hey, it was great talking to you, man." And he goes, "Hey, here's my number. We should hang out sometime." It was Timothy Chalamet.
Oh my gosh. You have got to be kidding that this was leading to. Holy cow.
No. Yeah.
So nice to hear that he's kind of like a regular guy. Just starts talking to people.
Jeff said awesome. He's like really cool. He's just a regular dude.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad for that.
So he's got his phone number. I'm like, you going to call?
Wow.
He's like, maybe. I don't know.
Wow. You get him to do an interview with us the next time a movie comes out.
What do you mean? What are you supposed to say? You just call and say, "Hey, I'm the firefighter who's hanging out. You want to go watch a game at the sports bar or something."
And say, "Oh, by the way, I have somebody who has a YouTube channel wants to interview for the next Dune movie."
Right. I guess he knows a lot about sports. He's a big sports guy.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's what they were talking about. They were talking about sports.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what the heck. That's pretty cool.
Graveyard Club, Dune, House. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's like the.
Is it Harkonnen or Harkonnen?
I know they.
Tomato.
David Lynch's initial pronounced Harkonnen, but I've actually heard the audio versions of these books, and they call them Harkonnen. So Harkonnen, I don't know. I couldn't tell you a definitive thing, but
well, you're the Dune guy. So
I know, but like I don't have Frank here to ask him, so
yeah.
So I've heard it both ways, but I would tend to stay with Harkonnen.
Well, with the two ends, it seems that like
yeah.
And then Harkonnen, of course, Harkonnen. Well,
I know. I actually got used to saying Harkonnen, and I'm like, no, I got to get used to this too.
Hero Squared, Red Mother. These are trades
collections, yeah.
So, Jim Henson presents.
Yeah,
cool. It's got Dark Crystal on the cover there with Fraggle Rock. Oh, that's interesting. I used to love Fraggle Rock. Well, we made it. It only took 2 hours.
I know. We got to figure out how to cut it down. I don't know how.
I don't think there's any other way. I mean, like, unless we just don't comment on these books and we just blow through the list. Like, there's these killed us.
I know.
The Marvel and DC. This is insane. How many titles?
The only way I see it, and it would be extra homework, it would be if we had to go through them ahead of time and say, okay, let's flag this one, flag that, like, and would flag a certain amount to stop and talk about. That's the only way I could do that.
But the point is to consolidate.
Yeah.
To consolidate all these previews books into a
right.
video.
And it would just be our opinion, and who knows how many we would miss that other people might like too. Because I know there's a lot of titles out there that people love that I don't know anything.
We don't want to get beat up because we left Spider-Girl off the list.
Right. But we can't just afford to get them all, or to know anything about all of them.
No, we can't. We can't talk to all of them, but we should at least go through it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way around this. I think once a month, it's 2 hours.
That's fine. It's once a month. You're right.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments.
I would love to try out. Like, it's so hard to choose from these. I would love to hear from somebody and say, "Hey, I like this particular title that you don't." And I would love to try it. If somebody could tell me, I would love for someone to tell me to recommend something for me.
Right.
So hard.
But present a compelling case. Don't just say because it's good.
Right. Yeah. Why it's interesting.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that was fun. It's still fun.
I like it.
It's comics, man. Come on, it's fun.
It always excites me every time they come out, and I'm like, oh, let me look.
Oh, I can't wait. I love when because I'm a what am I, a gold tier or whatever his top tier, platinum tier subscriber, because I get so many books.
Right, and you get the preview.
He hands me these, and I don't have the Image one in here this month yet. I have DC, Marvel, IDW, and then the big walnut cracker.
Yeah.
They're all in there anyway. But the walnut cracker has the toys too.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm not going to go through the toy solicitations.
Oh my gosh. That would be really, holy cow. That would be a totally separate thing.
I know. I have to get now the McFarlane has the new Superman movie stuff. So I have to get the new Superman to go on my Superman shelf over there.
That's right.
Got to make some room. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching, folks. Please like, share, and subscribe. And by the way, and I should have pulled this before we started, but I think it's like 93% of the people who watch our videos are not subscribers. Let me get it right now.
I know. It's like I hate to get on people's cases too when I'm trying to get all excited when I do the videos, and I'm like, oh.
Well, like if you're watching, you might as well just click subscribe.
Yeah, just click on it.
It doesn't do anything.
No, trust me, no one's ever going to bother you with it.
Yeah. Where is it? I'm trying to find it real quick. Damn, I can't find it because when you're rushing, you can't find what you want. But it is. It's like at least only 10% of the people who watch our videos are subscribers. So that's crazy. Because it would help us. We get better and do more if we had more subs.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, that's our comic stream. Thanks for watching.
Our previews. I'm going to promise to come back and do a lot more of some just single issue or single title type stuff. But I don't want to do it right away as soon as it comes out because I know it's spoiler territory. But maybe like a couple weeks after it comes out.
Yeah.
People who are interested in.
We were also talking about doing like our top 5 comics of the month.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. We have plans. We just don't have time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll find the time. All right. You got anything else?
Nope. That's it.
All right. That's it for me too. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you again next month for September previews. Bye.
See ya.
Yes, I think no. Yes, the joyfulness is over. The joyfulness is over.
Thanks for watching GeekTime TV. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, make sure to check the little bell icon anytime someone from our network drops new content here. Want some GeekTime swag? Check out the merchandise available in the GeekTime TV store, linked in the channel description below. Share GeekTime TV with friends, and as always, thank you for your support. We'll see you soon.